Welcome, guys. Another one, a special kind, hybrid. With me, I've got wisdom. I've got umcharo, and not the usual suspects, eh? But anyways, we progress. Since it's the end of men's mental health, we're gonna do this. It has to be done. There's a number of things that we men go through, and we don't discuss it well enough on. We don't dwell enough on. I want to say this topic is going to be about selling or renting. It will make more sense at a later stage. But let me just give you a gist of what I'm referring to. Women, are they selling or are they renting when you go into a relationship? When you find yourself in a relationship state, and then cheeky, obviously there's this thing called what do you call it? Girlfriend allowance, that thing. Right? Now, what happens when you lose your job or you can no longer provide such a service? In most cases, you find that they leave you and move on to the next person. Now, my question is that what is the current state of relationships right now, and what is affecting us as men in those circumstances? I don't know whether it's clear enough or what, but I'm gonna give it to Umcharo. What's your take on it? Yeah, man. Waiting on you, bro.
Yeah?
What is your take on it? Hmm? Oh, okay. We've got a new member, Nico.
What's up, guys?
Welcome, man. We're gonna do the session is gonna be muted in most cases. We're gonna give each other time to talk and whatnot. But we were discussing issues of renting and subscription based, and also what you call it's renting and also owning in a way with women. Or when you find yourself in a relationship, you're providing, you're doing what's or not, but then when you lose your job, you can't provide anymore. What happens? Bakshi, they leave you behind. What's your take on that on that matter? Nico?
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out who's where because I just joined, so I'm not sure who was supposed to speak there. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we just got you now. We're waiting.
Yeah, so
We're waiting on your answer. Mesh,
on my answer, I just got
Mesh, let's go.
I'm not supposed to listen to your guys' answers. What's
Okay.
happening? I just got here. Let me switch off my Bluetooth because this thing's gonna connect to the car. I'm driving.
Okay. Mesh. Hello, Mesh.
I think it's got network issues, but yeah. Oh, Ziaka.
No,
I'm here.
Okay. What's your take on it, Papa?
All right.
Nico, can you please turn off the mic when you're not talking? Thank you.
The issue is about these rented relationships affects us most as guys, but I will say we must teach our women, because most of our girls in South Africa, especially black South African women, they are adopting that American culture
Yeah.
of black American.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. And mind you, they forgot that in South Africa, our government has given them more opportunities, more power over us men. When you go to any work environment, they prefer women more than men.
True.
And back then, a man's salary will feed a lot of families.
Mm.
And now comes a problem when high men and put women in those positions, and then women are getting more opportunities. Yet their pay won't feed a lot of families. So, in other words, they still expect men to go all out and provide for them. Men must do this, men must do that. While men are not getting opportunities anymore so that they can provide for them.
True.
But still, the women expect them to do such things, and then they're renting relationship. And it's sad what's happening to those women, because of you go to a club to meet someone else, and then you hook up, you talk whatsoever, and then end up at your place, and then doesn't say anything. In the morning, she said she wants maybe, I don't know how much she will want from you. Depends on how you were spending there. Just imagine she asked for maybe 10K, for example,
Yeah.
and then you don't have the 10K, and then she's gonna open a case against you, rape charges, and then you get arrested, and then your career, your life is finished. So that thing we must address it as society, both men and women, because it affects everyone, and then that thing leads to most of the gender-based violence. It leads to such things because of if you don't have such amount of money that she's asking, what will you do? You end up analyzing her because you don't have that money and don't want to lose your reputation, don't want to go to jail for things that you didn't do, because you and her you had an agreement. Maybe you thought maybe you are just dating, just helping one another, but she has something in her mind that is different. Just see you as a jackpot, of which is not helping in the battle against the gender-based violence. So I will say, we must normalize it out as men.
Thank you, Papa, for your take. Very, very, very powerful. I agree with what you're saying. Nico, do you've got anything to add on that, or you wanna do something? Say something?
Oh yeah, I've got a few to add on that.
Okay.
Right. With this thing of women, especially the part where he was talking about taking the woman home and they have sex and then ask you for money in the morning, right?
Yeah.
I've been talking to a few gents about this thing of why would women want you to pay them in the morning. So in actual essence, what we realized is we don't ask also these girls, what is your intentions?
Yeah.
So what happens is you groove with a girl. Some of the girls in the clubs are actually hookers, so they're selling. That's their job. But because you don't know who's selling, who's not, you won't know. And even these other girls now that are catching on to the trend of, oh, if he's spending, he's driving, he should give me 5K. You know, because maybe let's say they slept with somebody that had the 10K the previous week or 20K, these blessers, whatever they call them.
Mm.
Those people could afford that 5-10K, but not everyone can afford that 5-10K. Maybe I had 2,000 to blow for that weekend, and I met this nice yellow bone there. You take her home in the morning. She says, "Hey, Baba, me, I want 5K." You know,
Yeah.
as much as it's very awkward to ask if you want to get paid, I feel it's now a thing that we must start teaching our own gens to rather ask the question before you get into the car, you know? Rather ask it before you even buy the alcohol, because you must also remember, once you buy alcohol, even if it's one beer,
Yeah.
that girl can have the power to go open a case for you. Because as soon as you get there, you did it by intent or some shit like that. So once you buy one beer and she chills with you, whether she agrees after that now she's okay, she can go sleep with you, you're already fucked from just that scenario by itself. You know, because if she goes to the cop, the question they're gonna ask is, did you buy alcohol? So you take her home, and you're gonna say yes. Or if you say no, but they're gonna ask you still, did you buy her alcohol? So they're gonna tell you after that, or no, your plan was then to get her drunk so you can go sleep with her. So it's a very thin line in between. Yes, we agree or not, but it's a very, very thin line. Because it's very, my guy, this thing is very complicated. Especially if you work in the club scenes and you've been around the club scenes, you know what I'm talking about. You know, because even if you fetch it during the day, but if you don't have text or something proving that you had agreed with this particular person, that as soon as she comes to you, you guys are gonna go out, you're gonna have drinks. That's something like consent. So in a way, even when you text your person that is coming through, just make sure that in between the lines there, it has to be proven that no, she's the one that also wanted to be bought this alcohol. You know, you didn't pre-plan everything, because people say, yeah, no, she bought her alcohol, then got her drunk so he could sleep with her. You know, and then they forget the other 500, 200 you've been sending to this girl when she apparently had nothing. You know, it's a long one, my guy. It's a long one.
So basically, you need to have proof.
You have to have proof, my G. You have to consent, even with you, with her friends, with your friends. You all agree, you know, like it has to be one of those things. You know, it's either that, or if you know you're gonna get in car, rather don't do it. Because I can promise you, once that thing goes to the police and they open the case, now as the guy said, your career will be over. Because imagine which company wants to have somebody called a rapist within their workforce.
Yeah, it's game
Nobody.
over.
You know, it's game over for you, and who's gonna hire you after that? Do you understand? Even if you are proven innocent 6 months later, they can't take you back to go work. So it means either way you are fucked, because even if they said not proven guilty, that record of rape will forever be on your name. You should also remember that part. It's not like the cops remove it and say no, he was not. They don't remove it.
So you got a lifetime record.
Yeah, for something you didn't do. Shit. And the funny part is, there's nothing done against these women that do all of these things. And so even if you're found not guilty, it's not like this lady is gonna go to now. She's gonna go to jail and serve time or something. No, she's not gonna do none of that. She's gonna continue tomorrow morning like nothing happened. That's why these girls can do this over and over and over again. Because on their side there's no repercussions whatsoever.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Okay, my take on this is somehow we also fuck up. We also are liable also in some form. The reason that's why I say this, like you mentioned, until we don't ask until if these people they are selling or what's or not. But in that notion, I think we need to wake up as men. Go and find out. We go to a club, find out. Don't just take any random what you find on the street. Or not on the street, inside, and then take home. Rather, like you said, ask, make provisions to make sure that you also yourself, you cover your bases, you're good, because we don't want surprises tomorrow. Mara, we're gonna take a turn and use this one and say women in us women, men and women in relationships, dating. We're moving away from that one where it's the club scene. Now you're dating together. You guys are dating. From dating, it's all good, and then you tend to lose your job. Then there's no more favors that you were conducting for the other party. What is the take on that? Are you renting the love, or is it love? I don't know what you're gonna call it. Is it a Netflix subscription, or what's happening?
Can I take that on quickly?
Okay.
Okay. For me, also, with this thing of renting love, buying love is very simple, right? I think as men or as cheaters, you can see 9 out of 10 times that as soon as you run out of money, your other half can't even do anything for you. Yeah, but from there, that's red flags from the beginning. So you must understand that party A might just be there because you are now supporting her needs 1, 2, and 3. You know?
Yeah.
As soon as you say, I don't have money, she's going to leave and get to the next one. Yeah, but so you must understand what kind of partner you have from the get-go. Like, is it a partner where you sit down and go, this is how much you have, is this what we're going to do, or is it that type of, I get paid, I use my salary to just buy groceries for the house, pay for this, pay for that, and with her money she will do whatever she wants. So from those types of things, I think as cheaters we should also then start realizing, maybe this one is not here for the long run. Because if she's there for the long run, she should be able to tell that, XA, I will pay 10K. I think we should take, here's 5K. Let's put it in this account where we both have maybe our names on it. We can build through this account. And so do something that involves both of you. Not, I'm always the man and I'm always giving out. Because as soon as you can't give, what's going to happen? You know? So you can't say, as a man, yes, I'm a provider. Yes, you are provide. But even your other half, what is she providing? You can't tell me she's cooking. You can hire a maid. You can pay a maid 1,000 rand to clean for you and cook for you.
You can buy
and she leaves without the headache. You know, you can buy a washing machine. So that's going to cost you 1.5. When you stay with this person, it's going to cost you 6K. You know? So it's your choice. You just have to decide if installment your washing machine, you know, it's a very also thin line between the two. So
and that makes can also give bumps, not just to it.
My point. So like this one guy was saying, right? Besides love, besides love, I was watching this TikTok video. It was YouTube or something. Besides love, if you sit down and ask your woman, or you think, what does your woman give you besides love? Besides love, what else is she giving you? You'll find out that 90% of men are getting nothing else except what they call love. Right? So
it's painful.
Also, it then puts you in that corner of, as the other saying says, only dogs and children are loved unconditionally.
True.
And men are loved, young child, with the thing that you can provide. So if you can't be loved. And this thing you can see it throughout, especially black families. That one child that doesn't work, but for everything. Hey, go buy this. Your cousins from Joburg are back. You go do this. The cousins from Joburg ain't doing nothing because now apparently the parents, because they are now rich of some sort. Yeah. So you can already tell that this thing we grew up with. So for men to change this whole thing, it's going to take time, actually. It's going to take time because as men, you are taught how to treat a woman, right? But one thing we've realized is women are not taught how to receive and take in that love from men, you know. And the other problem lies where now she starts comparing her life with her friend's life and Instagram life, and then according to her, then it comes back to you are not supporting enough. That's why I think they also leave as soon as you can even afford the 2 savannas at that one point, you know. Because now the friend is buying houses, they're buying cars, and you can still buy a Tez. You still have that one car of yours that you had since 1996 that you were given by your dad. So it becomes a very, very tricky situation. It's like, even when you say let's go out, do you know if we're going to meet with these friends with the BMWs, Mercedes Benz, that's going to be awkward for you. It's probably not awkward for the gent, but for the woman. But that's why now you find now your woman hitting on your friend and you don't understand why. Then you don't understand why, because you are not providing. She wants what is provided next door. So my guy, this is it's very difficult. But yeah, in essence, I'll still say 70% of people are still renting their women out in this world.
I hear you. You made a whole lot of valid points, my G. We're gonna give it to Paul. What's your take, brother?
Hi, Tim. Just calling I don't know what the question about this stage.
Your voice, my G. Your voice. I think it's not audible. Fix your line. Your line, yeah.
Okay, let me. I think it's like. Hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not sure what the question was. But from listening, I can pick up what you guys are talking about.
Okay.
So from how I do things, this thing of picking up girl and whatnot. I tell myself all the time, arms are not for free. First of all, you need to know you are not in a relationship with this person. You just met her, and to cover yourself and be safe, always give this person, even if she didn't ask for money, always to cover yourself. And why are you doing that? Should you meet this person again, even if you have nothing, the chances are high that you can hit again and have nothing, because she knows every time now super sharp. So there's those ones that we meet, like about KUTs, this ones, you have to ask. And if you ask, you're saving yourself money, because it doesn't make sense. Beers are expensive, man. You're going to spend 400 rand on a girl. After you spend all that, now you're talking to her like, hey, can we go together? Most of these girls, as they are selling, they will tell you like, hey, Baba, it's going to be 800 rand. And when you've already wasted money on alcohol, the conversation should start before you even buy this girl one day. Like, hey, how much? Can I go with you? What? Kind of have a way of finding out how much will it cost me to go with you. To avoid yourself trap, even if she says free, in the morning, give this girl 200 rand or 250 or something. Cover yourself to avoid problems. That's what I do all the time. Even if it's free.
Okay, that was the selling part. Now we're coming back to the part of a relationship where you yourself, what Nick was talking about, where you yourself you have been providing for this person. You've been you've been there as a man providing, and then jiggy, you lose your job. You can't provide anymore, and then they act somehow towards you.
It's like that. It's an unwritten contract. You need to know it. You are in that position because you are providing. That person is with you because you are providing. The moment you stop providing, you have breached the contract. Everywhere in the world, anything, the phone that you have is because you are paying for it. The moment you stop paying for it, everything, even relatives, everything, the moment you stop providing, you are no longer giving this person what they wanted to settle for. You are no longer their type. You get it? So, you're screwed. Once you reach that position, you are lucky if that person is willing to wait for you and rebuild and find your steps and whatnot. It's like being broke is like a medical condition. It's only for you. You need to build yourself. You need to work on yourself. Serious.
You can't be like, when I still want to chow, you still want to prove, what, yeah, Machita, every time I'm with you, I must buy you 5 beers. No, it's a time to introspect when you get to that position. Like, hey, where do I move from here? You can't be like, when you want to live life as normal. Now you'll see us as fake friends because we can't buy you beer. Yeah, your wife, now she must open her legs for you when you are not hustling, you're not doing anything. Maybe we are some, but things are clangan. Yeah, now she changed on you. No, you changed. You're the one who stopped providing. So you need to be working on yourself. It's not a time for drinking beers and whatnot, finding who's a fake friend, who's a real friend. That's a time to introspect.
True, bro.
You're like, how you do it when you're in the toilet. Where do I move from here? If it means quitting alcohol, you quit it. Because it doesn't make sense. You're stressed. Unless you're sick phone, let's go out. Yeah, don't put yourself in a position where you're going to see fake people, you're going to see whatnot. Just be by yourself. Unless Tina, as your friend, we call you. Even your wife, she can only handle so much. After time passes, let's say she gives you 6 months, then you're lazing around for 2 years. So you're expecting her to pull her weight and you for 2 years.
It's not possible, but it's not possible.
But can I say something which is weird? I understand that there's a lot of truth in what you're saying. But if the tables were turned, you would still carry your wife for the next 5 years.
Yes.
Yes. It's like that. So that's why I said, that's what I'm saying earlier. You also need to find out what kind of woman you have. So when such things happen, you don't find yourself in that corner of, oh, I provided for this girl, now she's gone. Find out early where, even if it means you have to take leave for a month and tell her that you are fired and you don't have money to check your water. If you need to do such. But try and find out.
My line.
Masekhala lapho ne. Zizokhala. And you feel like now everyone is against you, and they're not, because now your woman was your choice. But the friends part is also now another story, because now your friends won't come around as much as they did now because you don't buy them the alcohol. So you must also understand that even the friends were also fake. And just to add, you are the one who created that standard, and you are the one who can maintain that standard. So it's up to you again. You see, you are downgrading the standard, or you try. What makes things difficult is you trying to hold on to a standard that you can no longer maintain, and you yourself, you created that standard. As a person, like let's say you're switching jobs or you're doing whatnot, you're coming from a job of 20K, now you're getting a job of 10K. You need to drop standard. If you go to 0, you need to drop. You need to be true to yourself. This thing of lying to yourself, but once you lie to yourself, you try to maintain something that you can no longer maintain.
True.
Yeah, and it's gonna collapse. Eventually, it's gonna come to an end. So even this thing of testing a person, or the worst thing, we can carry a woman. Pelatina, as guys, we don't mind. You can share a ShopRite cashier or someone who doesn't work at all. For 5 years not working, you will not see a problem. But when you not work for 2 months, it's gonna be a problem. So as a man,
in other words, you are disrupting the pocket, the cash flow.
Yeah, as a man, really, you'll never be equal to the woman, because the woman. So, for example, let me tell you this. My wife, the one I stay with, she's a nurse. Let's say we earn similar amounts, but she still expects some tea, and this and this. Well, as a man, you're not getting shit. So it's not equal. It's not an equal playground. It's not equal, and never try to force it to be equal. When you're the man. your partner. So once you bring her on board, you create a standard. The moment you're gonna change that, whether you find yourself in trouble, because you can no longer maintain what you load her with. Now that social I'll say all those things, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna collapse. It's not like they're fake, no, you are the one shooting them. This is how I'm gonna take care of you. But that's why I need so again. There's this saying, you need to know a person in all season. I think the season they're dry, the season of riches, the season of whatnot. So unfortunately, sometimes you don't get to experience those other seasons until it's too late. Because you've never struggled with this person. It's not a high school love. You've met her when alright. And when things start going wrong, that's the season. And there's a chance it might collapse. You can no longer, you're lucky if you are someone who understands. Yeah, so that's okay.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. So, very. Let's listen to Nico. Nico has got something to say.
Okay. Yeah. So this is why I said earlier about this whole thing of life itself, or this thing is not enough fairness at all, right? But at least try and learn to know your person, because at the end of the day, you'll be responsible for whatever she does. You can't come and then blame us for saying she left you because you lost a job, right?
Yeah.
But also comes back to that saying I was saying earlier, that women are not taught how to do this marriage thing or survive within a marriage, right? But as men, you are forever taught that you need to protect, you need to provide, you need to do this, you need to respect, there's a list that as a man you need to follow, right? Ask for the list of what women need to follow. I can tell you now in South Africa there isn't. I know for a fact that back in the day, when somebody oyolobola umfazi, they'll sit her down and tell her, hey, when things go wrong, you don't come back here. You must stay there and fix whatever's that side, right?
Sure.
Now, as soon as, let's say, Tumisho fights with his wife and goes to tell the mother, hey, me, Tumisho is not treating me well, your bed is still here, right? So you can already tell there's two standards. When the same shit happens, your father will tell you, go back to your house. You can't come sleep at my house. So the standards are already there. So once you find women that also has family like that, really there's nothing you want to do with that woman 9 out of 10 times. You are fucked as a man.
Yeah, we fucked.
Yeah, but you are fucked. I mean, why would you pay lobola then? I mean, if so you know that you can leave it any other day and do whatever at any other day. Yeah, but that's why there's a very big double standards within this fat and set love and are we renting? It's like a double-edged sword. Either way you can be fucked, either way it could be nice for you. Either way, they are card.
Basically, all men are fucked. Is that what you're saying?
In short, yeah. Either way you are, dog. It's like signing a contract where you don't win at the end of the day. I don't know if it makes sense.
It's like Ronaldo.
It's like playing every day, every day, hoping it will be 6 numbers. And you know for a fact that you will never get that 6 numbers. But because you might win, that's that hope you have. It's okay. She might not go. She might stay. But then you can tell Lotto every day. Lotto every day. And you hope it's shy 6 numbers. Every day you look for 2 plus bonus, 3 plus bonus, 1 number, sometimes no numbers at all. It's very difficult. Very difficult.
No, it's cool. I get it. Mesh, do you have got anything to add? Mesh?
What will I say? About what Window said. The issue of if Uncle must expect her to leave gonna leave you, and then just have to accept and deal with it. That thing makes it hard for us as guys, and one of the things that contributes mostly to GBV, and it needs to be looked after in such a way that what causes men to be like that, what leads to a man to be abusive, what leads to a man to commit suicide, what leads men to be like that. Because of if you don't you focusing on the end results, you will never find a solution. You must look what's the root cause of that thing. First of all, imagine, for example, okay, it's you met this lady, and then from there start a relationship with the lady, and then she says she's expecting. Maybe, for example, you come from a poor family, and then even her maybe like that, and then you met maybe in varsity, you are you had the bursaries and stuff like that, but it cannot cater for both of you, and then you have to drop out from varsity. Go look for a work, maybe you become a cashier there, and then so that you can provide.
Wait. Sorry. Can I ask this question? You dropping out of varsity for her?
Yeah, because she said she's expecting a child, and then what you do, you're not, and then you drop out, you go look for a job, and then you provide for her, you push her, and then get a child, and then we have a child together, and then later on she graduates and stuff like that.
But can I ask another question? At what point did you realize that this person is pregnant, and you were using unprotected sex, and then you could have bought morning afters. You could have done also abortion to avoid all this nonsense.
On that issue, remember, the law doesn't favor men, it favors women. You don't have anything. If you don't have a say when it comes to such a thing, women they all contract, and then they can decide whether to keep the baby. They can decide whether they don't want the baby. So women has power over the men.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, if you do that, and then you drop out and you go and find a job, and then you provide and stuff like that, and then few years later, and then you can't go back to the facility because of the bursary has dropped you because of you left, and then she graduates, and then she tells you you're no longer my type because you're not earning the same amount as, and then when she tells that, she even add something on top of that. Even the child is not yours. The child belongs to your former friend or your varsity friend, something like that. So what comes in your mind as a man after you've sacrificed everything? It comes a problem, and then what you do, and then end up doing something stupid, and then some will come to you and say, "You should have just left." It's the same as marriage, and then you are married to someone else, and then from there you go through, and then you find out that the partner is cheating on you, and then when you cannot go through a divorce because of you will lose almost everything that you've worked hard for. You find her with nothing. You made her your wife, and then she's cheating on you, and then you imagine you have to lose everything. And she even tells you that even for example, she initiates the divorce, and then you can't even sign it because of that you're gonna lose almost everything because it's your legacy. And then she even tells you that even the kids that you have are not your kids. Mind you, the kids, they are almost, some of them, they are working. None of them says that none of them is your own kids. You see, it affects us. us in such a way that it can apply that situation. When you do something stupid and then you want to be blamed, but
No.
it's not your fault. Say you're providing financially, and then she cheats on you, and then you ask why, and she'll be like, "Man, you're not physically available for me." The guy next door, and the guy next door, he just comes.
The guy next door.
Providing everything for her. Yeah, this thing happens. It even happens where I remember a guy took a girl back home from the villages into the city, and they stay there, and then you saw it's flat, in the flat, and then the guy stays in the next flat, and he used to call the other guy, neighbor, and then like that, and then the girl from the villages, she stays with the guy next door. The guy forgot his laptop charger back home, and then he had to get a taxi to come back to his flat. And then when he got to his flat, he found the neighbor wearing his own gown, being prepared, his food, sitting in his couch by his girlfriend. You see, the guy's doing everything. The neighbor is busy neighboring.
Yeah.
That's not do such thing as a man.
So, thank you, Papa.
I would say that the law, since it's against us as men, the law is being made to destroy men as it favors women. If you want to destroy a nation, you must empower women more than men. Empower women, exclude men, and then therefore that nation is being destroyed. You give women more power than men, that's it. We have destroyed everything.
So, okay. I hear you. I heard you all, guys. Mena, I want to ask now, what is the way forward for us? How do we need to conduct ourselves with regards to all this that has been mentioned? Already we know the red flags, the what's or not. Yeah.
Can I jump in? Sadly, the conclusion will still not be in our favor at the current rate we're going.
But a tape would work.
So, I'd say if you find, for example, if you find your Ndombi and she's struggling, don't bother my kid. Take your money, go put it in an account, and save it there until you also find somebody maybe that will push with you the same way or the same level. Because, as I said, like for example, this other lady was taken to school by the boyfriend. The lady got a job, and as soon as the lady got a job, she bought a car. Now this guy took the car, and these people had an argument of some sort. Now the lady was saying, "It's my car," and the guy's like, "I took you to school, but I never asked for my mind." Right?
Yeah.
Guess what the lady said? "I didn't force you." So it means if this guy just took his mind to go open his own business, Adranela his own things, he should have still been stable. This lady would still be in line, or would still be under his branch. But you see, now it feels like you're oppressing this woman because you don't want her to move forward. But once you do make that woman move forward, she will leave you for something better. Because remember, as I said, the standards will not be the same. As soon as she gets to varsity, she goes through varsity, she starts seeing the boys by the M4. Where now you don't even have that M4. You're taking your last cents to take this woman to school, thinking that as soon as she's done, she will be doing it for the family auntie next. You know? So as gents, I say, rather be strong-willed for a little bit. Like, if it's still new, I understand we've got this thing of we want to take care of everything. But sometimes you cannot change a hoe into a housewife. You know?
You can't do what?
You can't change a hoe into a housewife.
Okay.
You know? It's impossible. So that's what I'm saying. I'd rather take your 10 rand and put it in a savings account and rather wait. And even though you go through the marriage lines of saying, okay, now I want to lobola, for the fact that, let's say you've now built your house, you've got a car, you've got maybe 2 cars, sign a prenup, my G.
Thank you, Nico.
You know, sign a prenup and save yourself the stress and drama that they cause.
That
Because look
follows.
at Americans are approving this to us all the time. Women marry a rich guy, date him for 6 months to a year, break up, take half of his money. When did she make half of that money? You know, she didn't even cook for this billionaire. She didn't even do. All she did was wake up and bath. That's it. And apparently, just because you introduced her to this lifestyle, now this guy is now internally put to this to pay this lady but an alimony. So if this lady was spending, to be able.
Spending what? Nico, we lost you, brother. We lost you, brother. Come back. Oh well, that's our take. Brothers, watch out. These are not your children. Yeah? These people, they're not the children. We're going to leave it at that. Thank you guys for joining BMZ. We're going to take it next week. Another one. We love y'all. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. And please share with fellow members. It's lit. It's going on now.